This is the Blitz Breakdown.
What is going on, everyone? It's another Ruby Tuesday here. The Blitz Breakdown WPRI 12 Plus. Make sure you're downloading that app if you haven't already. I am Eric Rube with the Providence Journal, joined here once again by my coworker, Jake Russo, Providence Journal. Looking good today, Jake. How you feeling?
Good. I'm feeling good. JP's still on vacation. Thanks for having me in. I believe we're doing some mid-season accounting.
Mid-season awards, yes. Technically, the second half of the season started this week or last week. No big deal. We still got playoffs. So, yeah, technically, we're about at that midway point. We're learning a lot about the teams, and we're kind of seeing people separate from the pack right now.
We'll give some takes. We'll see what ages well, what doesn't age well. But it should be fun.
Well, considering we've never gotten anything wrong in the history of this show, I think we're going to be just fine. This first segment, we're going to talk about some of the best offenses and defenses in the state in each division. That second segment of the show, we're going to get into MVPs, who the MVPs are in each division. Third segment, you know what it's going to be. It's going to be picks. And guess who's making picks today? Super producer Jillian is going to be making picks again. We went undefeated. She got one wrong, but that's on her, right?
Yeah, that's on her.
All right. Well, let's get it. Let's just get right into it. We're going to talk about offenses first to start. There's been some pretty good teams playing some pretty good football, some big offensive performances. What are some of the best offenses in Rhode Island? And I'm going to get started with the one that I think might be the most balanced in the state, and I think that's North Kingstown.
Yeah.
And that might be a hot take, yes. But I just love what the Skippers have done this year. And they had a week off. They're putting it together. But I don't know that there's another team that has that running attack with Nick Stafford and Chris Charnello, has the receivers with a healthy Cooper Berthlock coming back soon, with Greg Kerwin at tight end, with the quarterback Jack Diano and offensive line. I mean, this is an offense that can produce, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do in the second half of the season.
Yeah, you said last week when we recorded that you like that backfield probably more than any backfield in the state.
They're producing better than anybody right now.
And you're a big George Kerwin fan.
Greg Kerwin.
Sorry.
Very big fan. Again, he's one of these special type players who he's only a sophomore now producing. I think as he gets older, gets bigger, it's going to be really tough to. But what I like about him is how North Kingstown's using him. They're using him as a blocker and a receiver. And at tight end, it's a position that you don't see a lot of game-changing players. And right now, he's the type that can change. Jack Diano probably doesn't get the credit he deserves. He's been great this season, and I really think he's one of the guys who kind of makes everything go. Yes, they have this run game, they have this line, but they have a kid who can sling it, and that's very, very important. Speaking of fun offenses, we got another one. Jay, who is your first half fun offense that's really stood out to you?
It's Portsmouth for me. I've seen them a couple times now, and kind of what you were saying with North Kingstown, super balanced. You rattle off the names for Portsmouth. Joe Sanderson.
All the Sandersons, the Caninis,
right.
Ackley, it's all like families who've been playing there forever.
Right. And you notice that when you watch them, they are very tight-knit, and their offense just flies. They put up 50 last week on West Warwick. I know West Warwick's in D2, but 50 points is a lot of points no matter which way you put it. I think the big test for Portsmouth and their offense, and it'll have playoff implications like we've talked about in the past, is that regular season finale in Portsmouth against Hendricken. What that offense can do against the Hawks, we'll see, and that might be a playoff preview.
The thing that I love the most about the Portsmouth offense is Adam Canini, who on any other team is not playing quarterback. He's playing slot. He might go out wide as a receiver, probably could play some running back. But he's a basketball kid. They need him to play. This is the position that he works. He plays tough, plays that position well. It's very interesting to watch him go. Another offense that's fun to watch go. And it's become quietly building. One of my favorite in the state. The Johnston Panthers can put up points in bunches. And I don't even know where to start. It's almost very similar to what North Kingstown has. Ethan Archambault, the quarterback. They've got a line that protects him. They've got big play receivers and a backfield that's producing. I said it last week. Right now they're playing better than Classical, and I don't think that's crazy talk. At some point, are we going to have to see this offense evolve? Are they going to have to change to become more of a run first, or can they still get by with being big play, big play, big play?
They might be able to survive by big play, but you know what I'm going to say? This segment is not sponsored by the T-shirt that they gave you last week. But if any teams out there want to give Eric Rube T-shirts, he's not going to say no.
No, I will never say no to swag. I just don't. I won't. Double XL, big boy sizes, no big deal. But yeah, I'll wear it. Normally I would wear it, but again, it's fall. I got long sleeves on now. Yeah, Johnston football. playing really good. I'm really excited for that end-of-year match. They got some other games to play first. Another one of the offenses that's been tremendous this season.
My Bulldogs, and I might get some hate for being a Chariho kid for saying that, but Westerly is one of my favorite teams to watch in the state, and they have been for a while. Landon Husserow is everything that he has been over the last few years for the Bulldogs, but Cummings, I saw that Portsmouth game against, it wasn't their best game, obviously, but Dan went up against two defenders and just pulled it down, climbed the ladder, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I got a chance to see him on Friday, and the thing that really stood out with me, especially with Cummings, is I saw him play last year against Central, and he got manhandled by Kia Sunnyway. Just manhandled, completely taken out of the game. He'd already had a couple 100-plus yard games, and he was invisible. Friday night against Central, he played, and it was like you see the growth and the evolution of this kid, and Husserow was, I mean, like, he picked him apart. It's incredible, and we've talked about the kid the last 2 years since you've been with us, and just his how he's developed as a quarterback. I don't know what he can do next. That's what I'm waiting for. What is that next step for him?
Right. We'll talk more about Landon here shortly. I believe he's going to come up again, but another name to watch on that Bulldogs team is Calvin Hill. Short yardage,
Yep.
He'll fall forward, and really that's going to be important in November.
All right, well, since offenses always rule, we've taken up a lot of time. We're going to fire through some of the best defenses we've seen in this first half of the season. And for me, I think it starts with Hendricken. The Hawks are loaded, and they have it at every spot. They're great up front. They have their secondary strong. They've got the linebackers. Yeah, everyone sees, well, they lost to LaSalle. They gave up 2 touchdowns. We're not counting the overtime touchdown. Like, that happened in overtime. Someone's going to, whatever. This team, defense is going to carry this team if they want to win a Super Bowl.
And it seems like they have another level. I mean, we talked last week that they just clean up some stuff, polish some stuff, and they could be, shut out, waiting to happen pretty often.
And there's a team in D2 you like on defense.
Right. I cover a lot of D2 over the last 2 years. South Kingstown, again, is just a hammer on defense. They, against that West Warwick matchup last week, they won every play that they needed to win. And ultimately, that goes to the defense at D-line. Pino at linebacker, Sorlin in the defensive back group. He's just tremendous. You have a lot of names there that have won.
And speaking of a team with a lot of names on defense, one of the defenses I really love this year right now, St. Raphael Saints. They're playing great. Again, it's loaded secondary. I really love their defensive line and how they've pressured the ball. And linebacker, Johnny Germain, Matthews' brother. Jonathan Germain's been great as a running back, just as good as a linebacker. And I think we're going to talk about this game in a little bit, but their test against LaSalle this week, it's going to give them a chance to really show what they've got. And real quick, Jake, one more defense to shout out. Who you giving it to?
We'll give it to the Northmen. North Smithfield only given up 12 points the last 2 games. They gave up 22 to EWG, but that was a Saturday morning. I feel like that was a fluke. Shout out to Northmen. Big game against Narragansett coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend of football, something we're going to talk about later. First segment in the book. Second segment, we're talking MVPs. Make sure you stick around. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Welcome back to the second segment of the day. It's the Blitz Breakdown. You can see it on WPRI 12+. We'll have it up on the ProvidenceJournal.com website. It is going to be on YouTube as well. I'm Eric Rube, Providence Journal. I'm here with Jake Russo, also of the Providence Journal. And it's time to hand out some awards, Jake.
Yes, some MVPs so far.
Some most valuable players. Listen, it's not always about this doesn't mean best of the best players all the time. This is who are the most valuable to your team. And Jake, we'll let you get started. We'll go right to Division I. Who is the MVP of Division I right now?
I got to give it to Jeremy Seedy. Hendricken's bell cow in the backfield. They don't overthink it. When they need yardage, when they need a play, give the ball to the Army, commit. And honestly, one of the best two-way players in the state. Lines up at linebacker, and I wouldn't want to be going through the middle of that defense with Jeremy sitting there.
No, I have a feeling when Hendricken's going to need yards, I know everyone knows where the ball's going, and sometimes that just doesn't matter. But there are players, I think, that have been very valuable to their teams that are going to stop players like Mr. Seedy. My MVP for the first half, and this might be controversial, Daryl Palmer from St. Raphael, the big boy in the middle, has been fantastic. We saw him kind of come out as a sophomore. He was just a big body. Last year, really started to produce, started to become more athletic. This year, he's been an absolute freak. Every time I've seen the Saints play, he spends the entire night in the opposing backfield. He is just after the quarterback. He's an unbelievable run stopper. And then he's taking snaps on the other side as an offensive lineman, just really opening that holes, getting that run game going. How important is to have a two-way lineman like that who can just dominate?
They're rare. And honestly, I'm really glad that we put Palmer on this list because the skill guys take all of the credit, but Palmer's just been a beast on both sides of the ball. And again, just a rare size athlete for the state.
Big guys need some credit too. We gotta give it out to the linemen because the one position that always gets credit, quarterback. And we're talking Division II MVPs. I think we know where to start with an MVP.
Yeah, it's got to be Landon Husero. The first time I saw Landon play, what stood out to me wasn't the long ball. Everyone's got some sort of a long ball, but it was the 15-yard out that he just throws on a line that's just like, wow. Like that type of arm strength just you don't see very often. And his command of the offense. I mean, they go empty set. They could put Calvin Hill in the backfield. Landon directs it all. His
decision-making right now, especially we mentioned earlier, I saw him against Central, and the way he knows what he's doing before he's doing it. He understands what defenses are doing, and it's we've seen him. I remember watching him as a freshman in those first games. I was like, okay, you could see the talent, but now he's the one who controls the game. He doesn't let the defenses dictate what's going on. He's the one dictating what's happening, and it's really been special to see. My Division II MVP, we're not going to double up here on Mr. Husero. I mean, Dante Pano has been, he's just one of these guys where, like, I don't know if there's a team in the state who wouldn't want him on their roster. The South Kingstown running back / linebacker is just a monster. Him running the football, I'm very excited to see him run the football.
That's what I was going to say. You're going to see him on Saturday against East Providence, right?
Yeah, and I'm not going to wear my townie red for this game, but Dante, he's a north-south guy, and he's just looking for those tough yards. He's okay with 4 or 5 at a time. Any coach would be, but he can pop off a big one. And defensively, I just love his mindset and the way he leads there.
The perfect player for South Kingstown, to be honest.
Yeah, you've seen him a lot. Yeah. It's just you can tell the difference when he's on the field versus when he's off.
Right, and that just speaks to his talent. But again, just the perfect type of player that South Kingstown's looking for, or any team really.
Yeah, he's the culture is him right now, and they need him. And it's going to be interesting to see how much. I mean, he's an all-state wrestler. He can clearly handle the pressure. It's going to be fun to see him kind of go as these playoffs start and see if South Kingstown can get another Super Bowl. Division III, moving down. Talking about Super Bowl contenders, MVPs there. I know you got one.
Right. We're going Parker Howley of Classical. Classical lost last year in the championship. Jordan Duke graduates. You might think there might be a little bit of regression there, but the Purple are firing on all cylinders. It's a credit to Howley in that offense. He has a little bit more pressure on him with Duke not there, but he's really handled it. Again, another quarterback we talked about, Landon, just now, that really has control of his offense. It's going to be exciting to see what Classical does this year. I would think they have a little bit more juice coming off last year's loss.
Yeah, the one thing I've noticed in watching Classical and watching Mr. Howley play is just the run game is still coming along. You're not going to replace a player like Jordan Duke, but the run game, as that gets better over the second half of the season, it's really going to open things up for the pass game. And I think he's got so many weapons. He's understanding how to use them, and I think that's a big thing in his progress. He's played solid in the first half. I'm really excited to see what's going to come in the second half, because if this offense hits that button, good night. They're going to be outstanding. And speaking of players who've been outstanding in Division III, and this is the underrated, probably MVP of all of these lists, Zach Rocchio from Pontiganset. If you don't know the name, I understand. Not a lot of eyes on Division III, but Rocchio has played. He's the running back, linebacker, and he is a leader. This team is underclassmen heavy. And he's really stepped in and done a great job. He's been the primary back. They just lost Lyric Picard. We talked about him last week, just to a season-ending injury. So now the weight of the world's on this kid's shoulders. And Rocchio's handled it. They played Hope last week. They got the job done. But his ability to run the ball and carry that offense is big. His ability to lead on defense is going to be the biggest thing they have to do, especially when they start going against some of these better teams, when they have to face a Johnson or have to face a Classical in the playoffs. Rocchio's handled it well. He was a great guy on that Super Bowl team last year. Now he's the guy, and right now he's playing terrific two-way football.
That's what I was going to say. Like, coming off that championship, they have a little bit more experience than most teams may not have. I want to see like a 10-play drive, 12-play drive for Pontiganset. I think Zach would be a huge part of that.
And watching him play, he's the kind of kid, too. He's like, all right, you want me to run through a brick wall? Point to it. I'll just run through it. He's a really tough kid, and it's going to be fun to see. I'm going to that Classical game in a couple weeks when they're playing at Pontiganset. Short drive for me. It's going to be fun to see. Division 4, MVP of Division 4. A lot of candidates, a lot of teams are kind of bunched in there. You've seen more Division 4 football than anybody. Who's your MVP right now?
Another shout out to the Northmen, Ben Black and North Smithfield. not afraid to throw it deep. And
Kid's got a little swagger on him, too.
he does, and he knows it, too. It's pretty fun to watch. North Smithfield can put up points in a hurry. But I don't know if they want to get in a shootout with Narragansett. I think if it's a bit of a closer game, that might favor the Northmen a little bit. And like we gave credit to their defense already.
You can see his experience on the field.
Right.
It's showing. It showed when Ben's on the field. Like you can tell he's the guy. He's leading that team on offense.
Absolutely, and he's coming off an injury from last year. 2 years ago now. Got a full season under his belt last year, and he's hitting on all cylinders now.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to find guys who have played that position in that division better. I'll tell you what, there's a receiver, though, in Division 4 that I think has been a game changer, and that's Edgar Melendez from Davies. From start to finish of the season, like the question was, how is Davies going to bounce back? What are they going to do on offense? They lost most of their guys up front. What are they going to do? Turns out they're just going to chuck the football everywhere, and Melendez has been electric. I was at the game where he had a 98-yard touchdown catch or whatever it was. Like, he's a big play guy. Last year, very much kind of a role player on that offense, and now he's the star. Like, Division 4 football, when you got a guy who can go for 150 catch receiving, like, how big is that?
That doesn't happen very often, does it? If you also, to your point, like if you have someone that's a returner, that makes a difference too. We have Ben Black, we have Edgar now, guys that have been around the block in that league.
Well, I think that's what we're seeing. These veterans who are coming back, playing good football, they're the ones leading their teams, and they've all had good first half. There's a lot of other great players who have had first half. We're very excited to see what's going to happen in the second half, and you all should be excited too because you know what's coming up next. It's our picks. Second segment in the books. We'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, we are back here. The third segment, the most fun segment. I am Eric Rube with the Providence Journal. Jake Russo, also of the Providence Journal. We're here at the Blitz Breakdown. We got super producer Jillian. She's in that bottom right corner of the overhead screen. She'll stick her hand out. She's making picks. I'll tell you what, Saturday or Thursday, I was unready. North Smithfield, all I could talk about, why Jillian pick against us? Why? And they could not stop talking about it. Jillian motivated the Northmen. They got the win over Smithfield. So these picks matter.
They do. And Jillian, I am so interested to see what you have in this D1 game. Eric, start us off here.
LaSalle St. Ray's, the game of the week, and the game I am most excited to see. Like, I was there at the playoff game last year when LaSalle, they beat the snot out of St. Ray's. They ran it through them. Defensively, they were better. From start to finish, they were better in that game. And that's kind of been what's been feeding the Saints team the entire season. They remember what happened in that game, and now they're trying to prove that, hey, we're not that team. We can go out and beat these guys. LaSalle's played good this year. Like, how do you what's the one thing you're looking for in this game?
I got to be honest. Pawtucket at Max Reed, I was there for the East Providence game. Not as strong a crowd as I would have expected. I need to see a strong crowd at Max Reed this week.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I'm interested about because the Saints are going to need some support. LaSalle, this is a game I feel like they think they should win and they will win, but Saints is talented. They've got the offense. They've got the defense. The pieces are in place to win this game, and I think they can very much win this game. But since I am a coward, a known coward, and everyone knows that, I'm taking LaSalle to win because I am afraid. And we know what happened last time I was a coward.
I'm not afraid. Give me the Rams. I'll say it confidently.
The Rams? Yeah, you're agreeing with me. You taking the Saints?
But I'm not a coward by saying it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm saying it confidently. Say it with my chest.
Well, I'm confident enough to know that there aren't going to be enough fans out there to chant coward at me if the Saints win this one. So I'm feeling pretty good about that.
I need a clip
That's
of that.
me calling out St. Raphael supporters. You better fill those stands on Friday night. And then if I'm wrong, you get to call me a coward. It's a win-win. Jillian, who are you taking?
LaSalle.
Jillian rolling with the Rams. You hear that, St. Raphael Nation? Jillian, super producer, taking LaSalle to win. The next game, big battle in Division 2. No sleep for Eric Rube on Friday night because I got to get down to South Kingstown early. The Rebels hosting East Providence. Jake, you're the Division 2 expert. What's going on in this one?
Yeah, we got 11 a.m. kickoff at South Kingstown. I just think South Kingstown's going to be too big up front. They're going to be tough to stop. East Providence, they put up 40 on Pawtucket. I need to see something like that against South Kingstown to believe in your Townies. You said you weren't going to be wearing Townie red, though.
Not going to be wearing Townie red. I'm probably going to forget that, though, when I wake up after like 4 hours of sleep on Friday night, and then, whoops, I'll be in red. But I'll tell you what, last time I saw East Providence play, they were awful. Awful. I was there. They gave up 40 in the first quarter. I don't think we're going to see that in this game. These Townies have been playing pretty good. They're playing good football. South Kingstown's a better team. I'm just going to say that. The Rebels, better than East Providence. I'm rolling with the Townies, though. Offense is clicking. I don't care that it's on grass. Who needs it? Townies beating SK Saturday morning. Who you got, Jake? Who you taking?
I'm taking South Kingstown. We'll duke it out after. See who wins.
All right. And now for the tiebreaker. Jillian, who you got?
East Providence.
Jillian rolling with the Townies as well. There are going to be some angry signs in the South Kingstown student section. I'm sure they're going to pack it.
Rebels, don't
forget.
Just do it for me.
Don't forget, Jillian also picked against them. So it's not just Rube this time. Division 3, kind of some interesting week for Division 3. There was one game that stood out. Two teams that are kind of teetering. They're both trying to take that next step, get into the playoff search. Cranston East traveling to Maycomber Stadium on Saturday to take on Central Falls. We haven't seen a lot of these teams, if we're being completely honest.
1-9 games on Saturday. Loaded Saturday schedule. And Cranston East, they hosted Middletown last week. I was the only one in the Pro Joe picks to take the Thunderbolts. For that reason alone, let's roll with Cranston East again.
Here's the thing about both teams. I've seen both teams play. I've seen Central Falls play okay. The potential is there. Central Falls' big play capability. They got Perry on the outside. Hakeem Johnson at quarterback. It's there. If Central Falls plays good, smart football, they don't hurt themselves like they've been prone to in the past, they can win this game. Cranston East, I saw them playing against Pontiac. They lost. They got beat up pretty bad. They were kind of in the game, but never really in the game. They got a sophomore quarterback, Gavin Boylan. He's one of the Providence Journal Player of the Week nominees. He's starting to figure it out slowly and steady. He's going to run. He's going to throw. He's going to do a little bit of everything. It's a very interesting game to me. Yeah, it might not have a juicy of a headline, but this is a game that I think is going to help these teams not only this year get into the playoffs, but also for the future.
This is one of those games where don't lose it.
You can't lose. You must win.
Yeah.
This is a playoff game for both teams. You want to get in the postseason, got to win this game.
Well, but I was saying more like don't beat yourself.
No, but
don't turn the ball over. Go win the game.
Play the kind of football that's not going to make your coach pull out their hair. Or I guess in the case of my guy Jim Cook, and we got the same barber, so it's already gone for him. But I don't know who I'm going to take. I really like the Warriors. I really do, because they get the big play, and I like what they do.
And home field advantage.
Cranston East is my pick. Cranston East. And then maybe this time they won't DM me incessantly when I'm wrong. But then I'll just get Central Falls. Jillian, who we taking? Jillian also riding on the Thunderbolt train. Cranston East, a big pick for this weekend's game. And I'll tell you what, on Saturday, there is one big game on the schedule. We'll call the SK East Providence. I guess that's pretty big, but it's not as big as this one. Two undefeated teams, Narragansett, North Smithfield, Division IV football, closing the weekend. This is what high school football is all about. Jake, you're our D4 expert. Break it down quick.
I'm going to be there on Saturday. I do think there's going to be a lot of points in this
Jake's
game.
going to go to Beef Barn before, though, and get like 9 roast beefs before the game. He's going to be locked and loaded.
You sent me to Burrito Bowl before an East Providence game. It didn't fill me up.
Yeah, Beef Barn, don't worry. Cheap, delicious food. North Smithfield staple. You just tell them you want a bag of burgers, and I'll watch you eat as I'm taking photos at the game.
Fair enough. Like I said, I think there's going to be a lot of points. And I said earlier that may favor Narragansett, but home field, Saturday morning, give me the Northmen.
Taking the Northmen. Listen, Narragansett, I love what they have up front, but after what I saw last Saturday by the Northmen, they got a pretty good line. They play tough. They won an ugly football game. They got a kid in Tyler Fitzpatrick wearing number 52 running the football. Oh, man, I really, really like that. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to go to bed late. I mean, we got to write, we got to edit. I got to do TV. I got to get my story up online. I'm looking at like a 2, 3 o'clock bedtime. I'm going to get 4 hours of sleep on Friday night. I'm going to go down to South Kingstown, East Providence, forget what color I'm wearing. Going to be wearing the red. Going to have it on for the afternoon game. We're taking the Mariners to win this game. Narragansett staying undefeated with this win over North Smithfield. Jillian, who you got? Jillian is riding on Narragansett. Best wings in Narragansett, Pancho O'Malley's. We're just talking food. We're talking football. Week 6 is going to be fun.
Yeah, I think that last game's a true 50-50. But Northman, don't let me down. It's just me on this panel taking you guys, so remember that.
We're ready to go. Hopefully the weather stops. Hopefully this rain stops. The sun will come out. We'll get this good fall weather. Guys, another edition, the Blitz Breakdown in the books. Don't forget to download that WPRI 12 Plus app. Check us out, providencejournal.com. Jake, Thanks for coming in. Jillian, thanks for killing it behind the scenes. We'll see you next week.
This is the Blitz Breakdown.